people die in large numbers all the time. And tonight, we're going to hear 3 of those stories. This is Voices from Heaven, in which we see 3 characters who all died in a shared incident. We need to know what kinds of people these are who all met their end together as a disparate group. So, what is our first speaker's nationality?
Honduran.
He's Honduran. And our second speaker, what does he do for a hobby?
He's a unicorn enthusiast.
Unicorn enthusiast. And finally, what is a strong belief held by this person?
Ducks are gods.
Ducks are gods? Okay.
That day started off like any other day. I woke up. I had my breakfast. I went outside. And I went for a walk. Just a walk through the woods. Because I live near the woods. Something seemed strange. Something in the air. I did not know yet what it was. But I would soon.
They hadn't taken the bait from any of the traps. I swore unicorns love green Skittles, and yet here are all of my traps completely untouched except by one naughty bear who I caught in the act. Oh, I chased him off very good. There was some reason why these unicorns weren't coming for these traps, and I had to figure out what it was. But with a little bit of searching, I found something that might have led me to exactly what was causing my problem. A large tree was felled, and I saw a giant dug-up pit, almost like a giant footprint.
It was Wednesday. I was eating breadcrumbs to my Lord and Savior. Something felt special about today. I woke up that morning with a song in my heart. I went for my morning swim and oiled myself up so water wouldn't permeate my skin. I knew that there was something unique about the day. So when I went to the park, I got myself prepared. I anointed myself with holy feathers and a little bit of tar behind the ears. As I stood in the presence of such majestic beasts, and I knew something was magical.
As I meandered through the woods, I found everywhere these little green candies scattered on the ground. Must be a sign from the heavens. Because I loved the little green candies. So I ate the little green candies. Every little green candy I could find. But then there was also bread. And these strange horses with pointy things on their heads. The likes of which I had never seen. Not in my woods, or in the park, or anywhere else. And I knew that these creatures would spell my doom.
So I followed the huge tracks. I couldn't quite make out what it was. They were pretty big. They looked like paw prints. I wasn't entirely sure. But they were massive. You could sit 12 people inside of this paw print. Well, I kept going, and there were felled branches and felled trees all over the place. And I would have kept going, but I saw horse tracks. Or nay, maybe unicorn tracks. So I diverted, hoping I could find the actual unicorns first before I found what was scaring them away from my traps. And I darted out towards where the horse patch went. And I saw a cluster of it around some bread. Darn it! Ah, it was my second suspicion. Why didn't I bait those tracks with bread? But suddenly, the tracks galloped, and I saw on the other side more felled trees.
I was excited because today was the day of rebirth. The ducklings would be there. I skipped to the pond. Something was amiss. There were no ducklings to be seen, and on the ground, green skittles and glitter. It had to be them. The only natural enemy of the duck. Shy of guys from Baton Rouge. Unicorns. I followed them on their tracks into the forest with one thing on my mind. Unicorn meat. But they're clever beasts. They were on to me.
When I approached the center of the forest, I started seeing more evidence of intrusion. And then I saw them. The horses with the pointy things. Many of them. Stampeding across the forest, knocking trees over as they went. And then something spooked them. They turned, en masse, straight towards me. I am a simple farmer. I'm not a cowboy. I know not how to wrangle the horses with pointy things. All I could do was stand there and go, no, stop, stop, stop. But it was too late. They trapped me and stabbed me all at the same time.
I saw them! There were loads of them. They ran right past me. I was stumped. But I was distracted because I heard a large sound over to the side from the opposite direction of where they were running. And I turned and I saw what was making the prints. There was that silly little bear from earlier eating my trap, standing behind the mother of all bears. Darn it! And in its mouth, all of my green skittles. Ooh, I was so angry. I was so angry I leapt on top of one of the unicorns that was passing by, and I tried to direct it and say, lean forward and let us take down this great beast! And it threw me off! Unicorns rather, do not like to be tamed. I should have known that. But in a fit of rage, I was thrown off and promptly gutted by the very creature I so admired.
Wasn't long before I found them. There, cantering about, like they own the forest. Everyone knows the forest belongs to the ducks. Deeper and deeper into the woods I went, sneaking up on them. I had to drop off. I was going to exterminate every last unicorn. And as I got closer and closer, I heard a sound behind me. Before I could turn, it was too late. I looked down. There it was.